5 car brands that went downhill. It takes a lot of work to stay on top in the car industry. This is considered the second hardest type of business, only losing to airplane operators. Brands come and go over the years, but there are some that manage to thrive, not only survive. It is one thing to have a successful car business and another to draw attention of car enthusiasts, build cars that will hopefully become legends one day. Here are 5 brands that I think have gone downhill recently. Number 1. Mitsubishi. If you're a car guy, you will more than likely remember the days of the Evo versus STI battles. You were either an Evo or an STI guy and you would fight religiously to defend your favorite. Which one are you? Comment Evo or STI below the video. In the late 2000s, this rivalry started to fall apart for both brands. The third generation Subaru was weirdly introduced as hatchback and became a little too soft and too heavy. The Evo soldiered on, however, with that amazing Evo X prototype. But in the year 2011, rumors started piling up that this will be the last Evo. It was still manufactured for a couple of years, but that was it. Mitsubishi said they will be working on a car bearing the Evo name, but with a hybrid or electric powertrain. We are yet to see the car going on sale. Mitsubishi also axed their fun and slightly mad 180 bhp Colt Ralliart in 2011, with no direct replacement. What's Mitsubishi up to now, you might ask? It's producing a bunch of rather boring and dull crossover SUVs like the ASX and Outlander. Sure, they are good cars, but not quite the excitement that we all want. Fortunately, there is hope for Mitsubishi, as the president said that they will consider more performance models in the future, likely with hybrid drivetrains. We can only hope so. Number 2. Honda. Over the past 10 to 15 years, Honda have kind of lost their way. Of course, their cars are still reliable, well made and affordable, but their performance range has gone seriously downhill. The Hondas of the 80s and 90s really had the spirit of Sachiro Honda, their founder, ingrained into them. In fact, they were so good that you could even buy a non-performance model and it will still handle well and be fun to drive. This is evidenced during track days now, in which ordinary Civics are often the car of choice. The days of Accord Type R, S2000 and Integra Type R are long gone, unfortunately. Sure, Honda still makes the Civic Type R and it's a good car, but there once was a time when Honda was the market leader. The CRZ, as its father the CRX, is not as good, and the FN2 Type R was also worse than its predecessor, the AP3. The new NSX is an awesome car, although it does somehow lack the spirit of Hondas of old. Still, with its hybrid powertrain, it's a sign that Honda is innovating, so we could see some great stuff coming in the future. Number 3. Peugeot. Peugeot has created so many great cars over the years. However, in recent times they seem to have lost their way a little. Currently, the only fast cars they make are the 308 GTI and the RCZ. Although they are both good cars, neither are class-leading, being outshone by their German rivals. The other cars in the lineups are a selection of fairly boring crossovers and bloated hatchbacks. Peugeot certainly have the talent to make some great stuff, like the lift-off steer machine, the 205 GTI of old, and the Africa's favorite, the 405 Saloon. Other examples from the past are the 106 Rally with its lightweight and zingy 1.3 100 bhp engine and a small size, as well as the epic 405 Coupe with the V6 engine. If you're American, I don't think you get any of those, so tough luck. Number 4. Saab. That once was a time when Saab was virtually unstoppable, especially thanks to the best-selling Saab 900. Their expertise in building aircrafts translated extremely well into their vehicles at the time, having a great run from the 1980s to the early 2000s. Cars like the Saab 95 Aero and the epic 225 bhp Vigan will remain dear in enthusiast minds forever. Comment below if you love Saab. In the year 2000, General Motors acquired a majority stake in the manufacturer, basing Saab vehicles entirely on the GM platforms. Although the cars produced were good, Saab has lost their way slightly, resulting in car lovers changing to other vehicles. In 2012, Saab unfortunately declared bankruptcy. Hopefully one day we will see them return, especially with the new vegan model. Number 5. Mazda. Before you say, what about the Miata? That's just one car. Founded back in 1920, Mazda's history has been loaded with epic cars, with most of them appearing towards the end of the 20th century. These days, Mazda only produces one car for enthusiasts, the MX-5. It is not all bad though, as their normal vehicles are quite good to drive, especially the Fiesta-derived Mazda 2. But that still doesn't account for the tragic loss of the Mazda Speed 3 and the Mazda Speed 6, otherwise known as MPS models in Europe. The second generation Mazda Speed 3 is really quite a sleeper, with a 0 to 60 time taking just 5.2 seconds and a top speed of 155 miles per hour. Its brother, the Speed 6, is also fast and has 4-wheel drive for extra grip. Now that the RX-7 is gone and the RX-8 is gone too, there is a gaping hole left that really needs filling before their lineup ends up becoming too boring. Mazda has released a stunning concept car called RX Vision that will hopefully debut in 2020, but we're all a bit skeptical until we see the final version in flesh. So here you are, 5 brands that have lost their way recently. Anything missing? Which brand should I have included? Comment below and I will reply within 24 hours. As always, thank you for watching and enjoy the ride. Look us out.